his reinvention, and I think it's going to be really bold and really interesting. And he's a fabulous actor. He's having a great time, and I think he's pretty tired now. They're on like week 24, you know.
Yeah.
Also, can I just add? Not that I'm bitter. They're going. We were saying this morning, right? They're going to like Mexico City, Rio, Seoul, Sydney. We went to Belfast. Belfast is a nice place.
Yeah,
but it's not Mexico City.
I know, and it's so close to home.
I know, yeah.
Yeah,
Central
the
Park was great, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I think he'll bring, you know, total invention, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan now.
I'm hoping that he just swears all the time, and that they bleep it out with like TARDIS sounds.
It's like, they should do an episode like that.
Over the course of all his time, he's probably picked up some good alien swear words over his travels, you know?
He's, and, you know, he's a massive fan of Doctor Who as well. He's been a fan for life, so, yeah.
We can pull out for Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Cool, I think we're over here. Hey.
Well, look at your costume.
Oh,
So
cool.
Old age.
That was a good episode.
It was a good episode. I trying not to freak out. I'm like, I'm gonna be cool, I'm gonna be cool.
Be cool.
So not cool at this moment.
We're gonna be like three little Fonzies. And what's Fonzie like? He's cool.
He's cool. Love you both. Karen, majorly look up to you. You're a great inspiration to so many people.
Thank you.
Including myself. There's so many different facets to Amy Pond that you brought to the screen and with her character. One of the things I want to be able to ask about, I can't talk about Amy without talking about her wardrobe. And I know how it is on movie sets and TV sets. It's like, here you go, this is your costume, you're going to wear this. But you, as actors, had so much input to so many facets of their character.
Yeah.
The question that I finally get around to is, how much influence did you actually have in Amy's wardrobe? Is it one of those situations that they rolled out this fantastic thing and said, here, pick from one of these wonderful...
It started off like that. There was just a rail of clothes, and then I didn't like any of them actually. So I did have quite a lot of input into that because it's really important. And also, I was the same age as the character, so I was like, I know what we wear. You're older, you don't. So I had a lot of input actually, and then they started to give me more freedom with it later on, and then we established this look of like skirts and jumpers and stuff. So the answer is yes, I did have input.
That's fantastic, and thank you for having good taste.
Oh, thank you.
And just as a reminder, I hope all you guys are blasting everything out on social media using hashtag WWPhillyCC and WhoPanel. Hashtag WhoPanel. Nice little plug there. Hi there.
Hi, good morning. I just want to say you both look even more beautiful inside and out than you do on the screen.
Oh, we'll take that all day, thanks.
So Matt, you did a phenomenal job in the episode The Nightmare Before in Silver, going back and forth between the 11th Doctor and Mr. Clever. So I just want to know, how was it for you, and Karen, how was it for you, like watching him, going back and forth acting with basically yourself?
Yeah, well, it's quite a strange process because you're obviously doing a lot to yourself, and they get a very nice guy to come and stand in as the doctor for you. But you know, actually, that episode, that's sort of what I mean. I think it would have been interesting to take that idea and if we had stayed, or if I'd have stayed, to explore that notion further of this other guy that's in the Doctor that is, and you know, not that. I think you have to be careful with that because I think ultimately we tune in to see the Doctor save the day, you know, and that's kind of the point. But I just think as a character, there's something so interesting about that other side of him that we never see that has to exist somewhere. And it was cool, and I quite like it. And also, if there's going to be a good villain, wouldn't the Doctor be brilliant? Like, he'd be cool. He'd be like really clever. Yeah.
Which is part of the reason we have the Master as like a villain, like, you know, the anti-Doctor.
Yeah, exactly. But it'd be quite interesting to see that as just one entity.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi there.
Hi. Thank you for being here. It's great to see you.
My question is, can you guys do impressions of each other, like,
I don't know, I mean, it puts us on the spot. I mean, Karen just sort of flaps around and goes, "Woo!"
Wait, let me do it. I'm just gonna do it.
Oh, really? Okay, go.
Okay, right.
Oh, God.
Oh gosh, hello. Oh, I just hit myself on the head. Oh no, I've broken it, sorry.
Can't lie.
Was that good, right?
Yeah, it was, I think. Oh, my life is really...
I can't wait for this.
What? Oh no, I've done my impression. There's just a lot of oh no, and it's quite high pitched and sort of there's a lot of flailing.
Arm.
A lot of flailing.
It's all in the arm.
she's got very long and elegant swan.
Elegant? That's the first time I've heard that one.
It's the last time you hear that one.
Just kind of touching on that, you tortured her a little bit on
Last
set,
night,
right?
Yeah. No, of course. Just like a daily, it just kept me entertained, really.
The Q-tip.
Yeah.
The giant cotton swab, wasn't that? Oh no, what was it? It was a
shoehorn.
Shoehorn,
Oh,
right?
the shoehorn, yeah.
Oh, the shoehorn. It was so good. Look at shoehorns again. Oh.
And it had such a sort of malevolent sort of shape, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh wait, so we should explain the shoehorn, right?
Yeah.
So basically there was a massive, huge, weird shoehorn in my trailer. Well, I don't know why it was there. I don't need a shoehorn.
No.
Someone put it there though. So anyway, Matt finds it, hides in my trailer, and then I walk into my trailer and he would jump out at me with the shoehorn, screaming. I'd be crying / laughing.
Yeah.
I mean, then you put a picture of Mrs. Doubtfire on my trailer door.
Just daily sort of little rituals,
Yeah.
which were fun. Because they just hear Karen go, "Oh, Matt."
Yeah. Just like eye rolling.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hello, sweetie.
Guys.
Debbie, my boyfriend.
Hi guys, I just have a question. I read in an interview, Matt, that you said in your regeneration scene that the final cut that made it into the episode was far less emotional than some of the others, and so I was just wondering if both of you could talk about what some of those more emotionally intense cuts of the scene
Which
were like.
episode was that?
The regeneration scene.
Your episode.
Yeah.
Season 7, episode 13. Just casually know that. So, I mean, being really honest with you, I said that at one of our conventions, and you know, out of respect for the people that I work with, I've realised that they read things, and then they're like, "What were you talking about?" And I'm like, so with that in mind, I perhaps felt that the work we'd done on the day, we pushed the idea, or I pushed the idea of it being more troubling for him to go, and there were just other takes which were, I felt, bolder in choices, and therefore it made the struggle going much harder, and he was in much more pain physically, and it was a much more troubling event. And then eventually you get to the end, he sees Amy and he's like, doesn't matter. And it didn't quite go that way, but you know, I'm just an actor in this show. Far be it for me to dictate how they cut it, but yeah, I'll probably get a few more emails now. Yeah, I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sort of,
Yeah.
It was emotional for everyone watching it.
yeah.
Well, and Karen, and the question was also like emotionally intense scene, right? So Karen, like, is there an emotionally intense scene aside from like the final scene that you could think of, something that required a lot of emotion for you to film?
Oh, yes. The multiple death reactions I had to conjure up because Rory kept on dying. Death reactions can one person come up with? I had to try and vary those, different types of crying. I don't know. But that scene I found really emotional. It was really emotional on the day, but I didn't really have to go to an emotional place. I don't know, I just felt like she was there out of support. The character was, and in real life in a weird way.
It was so nice having you there. Such a nice sort of thing.
Or is emotional acting or physical acting, which is more tiring for each of you individually?
Kind of one and the same, really, because And that's what's amazing about Doctor Who, is that you get all of that in one episode. It really is extraordinary.
Yeah, you push the boundaries with stuff. It's not just, talking in a room.
Yeah, and then against that, the next scene we'll be laughing about something, and that's why it's special and unique.
Hi there, in the blue shirt.
Hey. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Alright, well, I know you guys like to do other shows, not just Doctor Who, but when you're acting in other things, do you find yourself like bringing in parts of the characters from Doctor Who into that?
Do you know, we were just saying that this morning.
We were just talking about that. You can't help it.
I was like, oh God, everything. I've got an audition next week, and I was talking about it, and I was like, God, everything I do now, I'm just like, the Doctor sort of comes back in some weird way.
That's because I think you inevitably put some of yourself into the characters, and then you're going to take that onto the next one as well. I mean, I just always sound sarcastic when I try to be nice. Yeah, I do.
You are disingenuine though, so.
Hi there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Before you got the role for the Doctor, were you a big Doctor Who fan like all of us?
No, you're all going to lynch me now. Most of you probably know this. Well, here's the thing. It wasn't on TV when we were kids.
No, it wasn't.
And so I sort of missed it. I missed everything that was Doctor Who. And then it was my mum, actually, when David left, my mum texted me, because I had a long scarf, which was sort of Bakeresque. I was at university at the time. And she said, you should audition for Doctor Who, or you should be the new Doctor Who. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I got my agent. And then I read The 11th Hour, and then I started watching Doctor Who. But Karen has watched it, because Karen's mum is has been a lifelong fan.
She is, she's over there, looking all shy.
Yeah.
She is one of the biggest comedians in this room right now. Oh, she's all embarrassed now, sorry Mum. Yeah, so I'd seen a lot of it through my mum watching it on TV, so I definitely had seen it.
Yeah, I mean, like I'd seen it, and I sort of remember on like seeing like William Hartnell walk down corridors and Daleks, and you were imprinted with all that knowledge in your head in England anyway. But I never sort of watched it.
You aren't knowing what a Dalek is, you just are.
Yeah, you're just like everyone knows in the world, and then people that don't, you explain it, and they go, wow, that's massively weird.
So a plunger.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't go upstairs.
What? Can't really move very fast. It couldn't get upstairs for like 30 years.
What's it doing?
Well, aside from getting upstairs, since the show was off the air so long, and this is a frankly question from Taylor. Taylor wants to know, what is it about the rebooted series that kind of made it stick? What are some things that made the rebooted series like get so popular and stick around for so long?
Well, I think partly because many of, like in this room, it's been passed down through generations. So when it came back, mums and dads went, you've got to watch this show.
Yeah.
It's great. And you know, I just think, I don't know, like, is there a better format for a show?
No.
Man can go anywhere, man picks up hot chicks, man travels around the universe, man fights aliens, man can change. Like, beat that television, you know.
That even one-ups James Bond, I guess.
Yeah. James Bond's got nothing on us, man. It's, you know, lots of people have a conspiracy theory that James Bond is actually a doctor.
Yeah.
Really?
I've heard that one.
Yeah.
Amy, sorry, God, I just went there, didn't I?
Wow. I quite like it when people do that. It makes me feel like you're invested.
Yeah.
That's a first. Sorry, Karen.
I would have answered.
I know, yeah. As if nothing had ever happened.
Yeah.
Which would have made it even worse.
Yeah, when you realize afterwards.
Karen, the person, not the character. I mean, just add to that, like anything about the rebooted series that you think like really made it stick around.
I think it was just, I mean, it's legendary in the UK. Everybody knows what it is. We all knew what it was, even though it wasn't on the air. So when it came back, I mean, everyone was really excited. And they also just did a really good job with it. So people really got into it. And Billy Piper was amazing. Eccleston was good.
I love Chris as well.
Yeah, he's
I love
great.
Chris. I think he's
Yeah, I'm a huge, Billy was my favorite companion.
Yeah, she's great.
So good.
Who's doing a really good job in Penny Dreadful right now. Billy Piper, so, yeah. All right, you, Sarah, have been standing there for a few minutes, so what's your question?
I was wondering.
Could somebody help him with that microphone a little bit, that little guy? There you go.
If you were to trade places with another character, who would you be?
That's a belting question. Good question.
Oh.
K-Face.
I don't know. I was gonna choose Rory, and then I was like, to be married to myself. I can't say that, and then I just did. Maybe I would choose River Song.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one to choose.
She dips in and out and gets all the cool lines.
Yeah, she's the bomb. God, I'd have to choose a villain. It would be, you know, I want to say the Master, but it's too easy.
What about the Tally?
No, not
What's
him.
that from again?
Maybe. Oh, do you know what? For a day, would be quite interesting. Maybe Idris.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be quite cool to be like have the TARDIS in your head.
Yeah.
Although he's sort of got the TARDIS in his head, so maybe not Idris.
What about Jenny or Vastra?
Oh yeah, maybe one of them, or the gunslingers. I've got maybe no. Oh god, see, I'm just picking everyone, aren't I? which isn't fair. Do you know who I really liked? I liked the Dream Lord. He was quite cool.
Oh yeah, Toby Jones.
Toby Jones. I thought he did a good job as a Doctor Who villain.
Episode, don't know.
For God's sake!
I know, I can't
it's
look at
season 5.
Season 5 episode.
8.
Is
It's
it?
not 8. Is it 8?
It's 7. It's 7.
Is it 7?
It's Amy's choice.
Come on, fact checker, do your job.
Come on, this is like a room of genius Doctor Who.
Yeah.
You must know.
And they all go silent.
Yeah.
Let's take a fast question. 7?
7, yeah.
Oh. Hi there.
Hi. I just want to preface this with Karen. Your death was the only Doctor Who episode that has ever made me cry.
Oh, thank you.
And Matt, I love you with both my hearts, and I'm so sad that you had to leave the show.
Oh, thank you.
But my question is, being part of such a huge show, I mean, there's all these stores where you can buy action figures, t-shirts, accessories. Do you ever feel awkward when you walk in and it's like, that's my face on a t-shirt?
You know what? Yeah, it is a little awkward because you sort of don't want to look like you've gone to see it or something. I don't know. There's nothing more weird than a doll of yourself. That's the weirdest sensation in the world.
Yeah, it's cool. It's an amazing thing. It's like exciting, but it's also, I don't know. It's you sort of go, what the hell's happening in the world? And then but it's cool though. It's more cool than it is weird.
Yeah.
Have an action figure of yourself.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
it's cool. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Hi there.
Hi guys. I was wondering, besides the Doctor and Amy, what character that you've played have you had the most fun developing?
Good question, dude. Good question.
Oh, I just don't even know.